my name is Carley Sukkert, and I'm going to show you how to do vital signs today with the help of my handler, Nielsen. She's also going to be timing some of the vital checks like pulse, heart rate, and respiratory rate. So when you first take your vital signs, of course, you want to look at the overall state. And right now, Mojo looks pretty happy, alert, and perfectly okay. The first thing that I'm going to check is their mucous membranes, and that can be either checked in the conjunctiva of the eye or the gums right above their teeth. Normally they're a little wishy-washy about you touching their eye, so the best place to check is the gums right above the teeth. And when checking, you want to make sure they're pink and moist, which they are very pink and moist. Signs to look for are fire red, which is fever or infection, and then brick red / blue purple could mean lack of oxygen. Pale could mean anemia / shock, and then yellow could be a liver issue such as jaundice. And then relating to the gums, you can do the capillary refill there. And when checking the capillary refill, you're going to check to see how long it takes for the color to return back to pink. And when doing that, you want to push your finger and it's going to turn white, and then you're going to count the seconds that it takes to return to pink. So I'm going to do that again and then count the seconds. 1, 2. And normal is 1 to 2 seconds, which he is very normal, and which indicates that he is well hydrated. And another way you can show the hydration is the skin pinch test. So you're going to come right here by the neck, and then you're going to pinch it, and you're going to count your seconds, and normally it's 1 to 2 seconds, same with the capillary refill. And you're just going to lightly pinch, not a heavy pinch, so lightly pinch, and it takes a few seconds, like I said, and I'm going to count 1, 2. And with Mojo, since he is an older horse, sometimes it does take a little bit while to go down, which is normal for a horse his age. And also you want to look for, when doing the skin pinch test, if it stays up, it could be, it's called tinting, which means he could be dehydrated. The next thing we're going to be demonstrating is to find the pulse. There are 3 locations that you can find the pulse. The 2 that are more prominent are going to be the external maxillary artery, which is going to be right underneath their jaw. And then down here by the knee is going to be the radial artery. And then at the bottom right here around the fetlock, it's going to be the digital pulse. And when looking for the pulse, you don't want to find a digital pulse, which could indicate a abscess, hot nail, or bruised sole. So I personally find the best way to find the pulse is the external maxillary artery. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to feel for the, I like to describe it as a noodle. And once you find it, I'm going to have my handler time for 15 seconds, and then I'm going to multiply that number by 4. Okay. Can we restart that since he moved, please? Yeah. And since he did move, I lost the pulse, so I'm going to restart. Okay, so I counted 9 pulses in that 15 seconds, so I'm going to take 4 times 9, which is 36. And the normal range is 32 to 44 beats per minute, and he is well in that normal range. The next vital sign that I'm going to be taking is the heart rate, and it should correlate to your pulse. And when finding the heart rate, you're going to go right here at their heart girth, and same with pulse. I'm going to have my handler time for 15 seconds. And when doing this, like I said, you want to get them as close as possible as the same number. And when using this, you're going to have your little beads facing towards you, or you won't be able to hear out of the end. So I'm gonna find his heart rate and then ask my handler to time. Okay. Okay, and I got 9 beats, which was the same as a pulse, so 4 times 9 is 36. The next vital sign that I'm going to be taking is the respiratory rate, and when you find the respiratory rate, you want to look at their flank instead of their nostrils, because if you go up to their nostrils, they're more than likely going to smell something that's on your clothes. Same with pulse and heart rate. I'm going to have my timer time whenever I say go, and then she's going to time for 15 seconds, and then we're going to multiply that number by 4. And I'm going to say I'm facing towards the back so I can see his back legs just in case he decides to kick or anything. And same thing, my handler's going to be on the same side. Okay. So he took 3 breaths in that 15 seconds, so I'm going to take 4 times 3, which is 12. And the normal range is 8 to 20 breaths per minute, and that is well in the range. And with him being at a rested stance, the rate is going to be a little bit lower, and of course if they're doing high endurance work, it's going to be higher. And the next vital sign is going to be gut sounds. Whenever your horse is colicking, the first vital sign that you want to check is gut sounds, because that will be your best indicator of colic. And when checking gut sounds, you're going to check the upper and lower quadrants on both sides. And when checking, I like to be facing towards the back so I can have a view of his back legs. So I'm going to just lightly let him know that I'm about to put my head here so he doesn't get too scared and shocked. So I'm just going to lightly press my ear and listen to the upper quadrant. Your normal sounds are going to be a slow gurgling noise. They both sound the same, normal, slow gurgling noise. So we're going to go over to the other side, and I'm going to have my handler go to the other side as well. And same on this side, we're going to check upper and lower, and I do have my handler on this side, so in case he starts to swing his butt, she can notice that and pull him another way. Just let him know that I'm here. Normal gut sound, slow gurgling. And that last lower one is the same as all the others. And some signs you can look for, which aren't normal, is constant running, which is hypermodal, which means the GI tract is going way too fast and needs to be slowed down. And then another one is pinging, which could mean gas in the stomach. And then no sound is very bad too, which could lead to an impaction or twisted guts. And the final vital sign that I'm going to be taking today is the temperature. When taking a temperature, you want to look for the normal range, which is 99.5 to 101.5. And the average temperature of a horse is 100.4. And when taking a temperature, you don't want to dip the thermometer directly into the Vaseline because it could transmit diseases. So you're going to take your finger and dip it into the Vaseline, coat the tip of the thermometer, I'm going to turn the thermometer on and wait for it to go to low. And then I'm going to pull his tail to the side gently, insert the thermometer gently, and then turn to the side slightly. And I'm just going to wait for the beep. And there's the beep. So it reads 98.9, which is lower than what I normally stated. But since it is so cold out today, it is pretty normal for him to have a lower temperature. When taking temperature, sometimes digital thermometers do run a little bit lower than your standard mercury thermometer. So I'm gonna take his temperature with the mercury one too. Same with the digital. I'm gonna coat the end. First, before coating, you wanna shake it down to 98. And when shaking it down, you don't want to do it near anything that could potentially break the thermometer. Okay. I'm going to put the Vaseline on and come over here. And just like the digital, I'm going to gently insert and tilt to the side. And with this one, I'm going to clip it to the ends, clip it to his tail, because it does take longer than the digital to read. So I'm going to have my timer time for 3 minutes, and then we'll be back to see what it is. And so the 3 minutes are up, so I'm going to unclip it while holding it. You never want to unclip the clip without holding it. And then gently pull it out. I'm going to wipe it on a towel to be able to read it. And like I said, the digital is going to run a little bit lower, and this reads 99.2. Thank you for taking vital signs with me, and I want to thank my handler again, Hayden Nielsen, for doing the timing and holding the horse, keeping me safe throughout the vital sign video.